Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Pampered Life, where self-care meets luxury and healing becomes a daily ritual. I'm your host, Dr. Regina Ransom, holistic therapist, and also founder of Pampered Soaps. Whether you are tuning in during your morning skincare ritual, a calming commute, or winding down for the night, I'm so glad you're here. Today's episode is one that hits close to home, especially for those of us who love a good body butter or a scented candle or silky soap. The truth about fragrance and beauty products is what we're going to talk about today. Is it good or bad? First, let's dive into what fragrance really means in your beauty routine, and whether it's a treat or a trap for your health. So, what is fragrance really? Okay, let's start with the basics. When you look at the ingredients list on your lotions, your soap, or your cleanser, and you see the word fragrance, what does that actually mean? Here's the truth. Fragrance is often a blanket term that is under U.S. regulation. It can represent dozens to sometimes hundreds of undisclosed chemical compounds. It's considered proprietary because what that means is companies aren't required to list what's exactly inside when they use that word. In fact, according to the Environmental Working Group, the average fragrance mixture can contain up to 200 synthetic chemicals, and you never know. Fragrance can be made from a lot of different things. Essential oils, which are the plant-based natural organs, especially if you do like Pampered Soaps does and make your own essential oils. It can be made from synthetic compounds, so like the lab-made petroleum-derived fragrances, or it can be a blend of both. So the big question, I think, is fragrance inherently bad, or is it about what kind of fragrance is used? Why do we love fragrance? And how do most brands use fragrance? Let's be real. Fragrance, I know, is powerful, right? It can evoke emotion and nostalgia, signal cleanliness or freshness. It can create a signature brand scent. It can boost your mood, right? Hello, lavender. Beauty brands know this. They invest millions in fragrance development because scent plays a huge role in whether a product will sell or not. From luxury perfumes to your favorite shampoo, fragrance creates an experience. At Pampered Soaps, we take scent seriously, but also responsibly. Because here is where things can get tricky. Most consumers associate fragrance with luxury, even when it can be toxic. But there are hidden dangers of synthetic fragrance, and we're going to talk about that. Not all fragrance is created equal. Some of the most common synthetic fragrance ingredients have been linked to things like allergic reactions, hormone disruption, respiratory irritation, and can especially be alarming for women who are dealing with hormone issues like PCOS or fertility issues, because it is causing an interference that is interfering with the hormones directly associated to PCOS or fertility issues. A 2016 study published in Environmental Health Perspectives found that more than 95% of synthetic fragrances are derived from petroleum, and many contain phthalates, which are used to make scent last longer. Phthalates have been linked to reproductive issues, and asthma in both children and adults. And here's the kicker. You don't even have to be allergic to experience long-term health effects. So does this mean that all fragrance is bad? Not quite. So the rise of clean fragrance. We've all heard the term clean beauty, clean fragrance, right? So here's where we see hope. Clean fragrance is becoming a movement. Brands, including us at Pampered Soaps, are shifting toward essential oils, IFRA certified fragrance oils, which at Pampered Soaps we really don't use, but that's a safer option, which basically means they are meeting global safety standards, and transparent labeling that tells you exactly what's inside, because these days you never know what you're allergic to or could be allergic to. That's why mass market brands still default to synthetic, unregulated blends. Clean fragrance is may fade quicker, right? Because it doesn't last long. Can cost more to produce, because essential oils cost more. But it's safer for your skin, hormones, and respiratory system. And yes, it can smell just as luxurious, if not more so, because you're not overwhelmed by chemicals. So how do we decode the label? So what can you do as a consumer? Here are a few quick tips for you when you are shopping. Avoid products that list just fragrance or perfume without any explanation. Look for brands that disclose full fragrance blends or use essential oils. Check for terms like paraben-free, phthalate-free, and synthetic fragrance-free. If you use certain essential oils, you'll start to kind of get used to what they smell like. For example, like lavender, most of us kind of know what lavender smells like. Because sometimes, even though it's on the label, doesn't really mean that the company's being completely transparent. And you may not really know what's in it, what's in a product. We would hope that companies are being honest and putting on the labels exactly what they're putting in the products, but sometimes they're not. If you have sensitive skin or are very allergic to certain things, always patch test your skin first. And don't be afraid to ask the brands directly. Transparency, I believe, is key and very important. So, the Pampered Soaps promise is what we're going to talk about now, and then I'm going to answer some of the questions that I got over the past couple episodes about different things. Okay, so at Pampered Soaps, our promise is this. We use essential oils, not blends, but essential oils in all of our products. There are only 2 products that we use phthalate-free fragrances, and that is our lotions. But everything else, including our soaps and our skincare products especially, have only handmade essential oils that we made ourselves here on site. We label our essential oil blends clearly, and we're always happy to answer your ingredient questions because we're not trying to hide anything here. And let's be honest, it's not just about smelling good, it's about feeling good and staying healthy. So before we wrap up, I'm going to read a listener's question that came through the inbox this past week. It says, "Hi, Dr. Regina. I love scented candles, but they make my allergies flare up. Is there a solution?" The simple answer, absolutely. For you, what I would suggest is to try candles that are made with either all coconut wax or soy wax, or like Pampered Soaps candles are a blend of coconut wax and soy wax. Essential oils instead of fragrance oils. A lot of candle companies will put fragrance into their candles. If you have allergies and they are easy to flare up, I would suggest using essential oils only. And wooden wicks. A candle with wooden wicks reduces the soot. So, coconut wax or soy wax, or the blend of the two, essential oils instead of fragrance oils, and wooden wicks. And always check for non-toxic or clean burning on the label. That's also very important. Okay, that is it for today's episode of The Pampered Life. I hope this helped you feel more informed and empowered about the beauty products you welcome into your self-care sanctuary. Remember, fragrance should never cost you your health. Choose wisely, read labels, and when in doubt, reach out. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at PamperSouls500. Subscribe to the podcast if you like what you hear. And leave a review if you learned something new, or a comment if you have questions. I am happy to always answer questions in upcoming episodes. Until next time, stay soft, stay safe, and always stay pampered.